don't care if you like or dislike Lisa Barlow, but this season, the first 2 episodes of this season, it has shown to me that Lisa Barlow is that girl. She is hail to the queen because you guys make her the queen of Salt Lake City. She was not there in that premiere episode. The whole entire episode centered around Lisa. This second episode, she's there, but you guys are also centering it around her. And that tells me that production had to go with this narrative and this storyline because the other ladies have jack shit going on. Let's be real, nobody really cares about Whitney's failed business. She had no storyline, and for the first 2 seasons, she was using her father as her main storyline. Now, I told you that her father basically bounced and didn't want anything to do with it anymore. If you guys follow me like that on my old YouTube channel, I did the recaps on it, and I'm like in the process of re-uploading a lot of my old videos onto my new channel. I was recapping it, and I said that, you know, that the fallout was money. The father wanted to get paid for basically being a storyline, and that was really what the falling out is. So from season 3, 4, and 5, she's on her damn healing journey. She always alludes to it being something, you know, with her father, making it seem like CSA. She never straight out says it, but she has this whole scene where she's crying to her husband, and she's like, "Do you still love me?" Now, I don't believe her for a hot minute, but basically for 5 seasons, her storyline has been in some way, shape, or form centered around her father. Nobody is invested in Whitney Rose like that. This Amy woman that they were all gathered at the house, it looked like a full cast event. They were gathered at like some sort of social event. I mean, it's Utah. I don't know. If Heather said it perfectly, Utah doesn't have socialites, but if they did, it would be this Amy woman. So Amy, I hope, Amy, that you get a casting call from production and that you are replacing Whitney Rose because she does not do it for me. Angie K, Whitney Rose, and especially Broen Newport. Why the fuck do you care if Lisa has 1 lawsuit, 2 lawsuits, 3, 4, 5, 10 lawsuits? Why do you care? If your whole entire season is centered around Lisa, you ain't got jack shit going on. I mean, Angie K, let's be real. The only thing that you had going on was you were a friend of Jen Shaw, and then when you finally became a cast member, the highlight of your season was basically this rumor that your husband is a closet gay man. Broen, your whole entire season was whether or not you could afford a $4 million necklace that you obviously couldn't afford, didn't buy, but you stuck to your guns and then it blew up in your face. I'm going to say this though, Heather, Lisa Barlow, watch out for Heather. Heather, you know, Lisa said to Heather when they sat down for lunch, nobody else defended me. You see, let me tell you about Heather. She is the type that will take all the credit and give it to no one. The one that defended Lisa off the bat was Brittany. They were in that RV, and Brittany was the one that was basically like, I don't like you guys talking about Lisa when she was not here, to the point that she even called Whitney Rose a dick sucker. So Heather sitting there being quiet, not admitting that Brittany spoke up for Lisa, went to bat for Lisa. Heather Gay, that was some lame shit. And Lisa, you better side-eye that. You know what that reminds me of? That Jewish Strudel girl from Mean Girls. That's who Heather reminds me of. The Strudel girl. I can't remember what the hell the Strudel girl's name is, but that's who you are, Heather. You are the Strudel girl. We also see a scene with Mary and her son, Robert Jr. Mary in her confessional was like, you cannot save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. The only person who can save you is yourself. And absolutely, that is one of the toughest things with addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or any sort of addiction. You could want it so badly for someone else, but they are the ones that have to do it for themselves. A lot of family end up being enablers of addiction because they think that they somehow can fix it. You could spend all the money, you could have the best support system, you could have all the privileges in the world, but the person has to want it for themselves. The only person who could stop their addiction is themselves. He was recently arrested. He had like a domestic violence arrest, his wife, and then it was concerning his father-in-law. There were DUIs and recent, like a week ago. He's unfortunately also had some legal troubles. The whole entire damn episode once again centered around Lisa Barlow, except for that momentary break where we had a scene with Mary and her son. I'm naming this a second episode recap, Lisa Barlow episode part 2. If these ladies have nothing else, they don't need to be cast members. But look, if Broen and her grumpy ass Santa Claus husband don't have anything else going on other than Lisa Barlow, you and Santa Claus could go. you guys could go. I hope that Amy gets a casting call for a full-time position because Rowan and Santa Claus isn't doing it for me. Whitney and her weird ass father drama that she's been trying to make a thing isn't doing it. And she realizes that nobody gives a fuck about her healing journey and all that bullshit with her father. So for season 6, she's tempered that down to whatever the fuck this new thing is. Oh my God, my business. Oh, okay. So your business could take a dump into the pits and we're supposed to have all the sympathy in the world for you, but we're not allowed to also make that connection with Lisa Barlow. Why do you three care so much? Angie K, this is why it took you 4 fucking seasons before they gave you a full-time contract. The only reason why they gave you a full-time contract was because Jen Shaw ended up in jail and they needed to fill up a spot. Heather, you need to not be the strudel girl from Mean Girls. But you know what? If Lisa's Regina George, then you guys are making her Regina George. You guys are making her the queen. Okay, you guys are making her the household name of Salt Lake City. She is now the Kyle Richards of Salt Lake City. She is now the Teresa Giudice of Salt Lake City. She is now the Nene Leakes of Salt Lake City. So you guys are all doing that. You're all doing that, not her. You guys couldn't even carry a damn single episode without her presence. I'm gonna need Rowan and Santa Claus to get lost. I'm going to need Whitney Rose and her Humpty Dumpty looking husband to get lost. Bump Brittany up to full time. I'm going to tell you why. Brittany, though, she's not using the Lisa angle. I don't fucking care how lame and crazy and psychotic that whole Jared Osborne shit is. She's at least doing something that doesn't involve Lisa Barlow. She could be batshit crazy, and I seriously think she probably has some sort of undiagnosed mental disorder, but at least she's working for her paycheck. So you know what, Brittany? I'm going to say you deserve to be promoted to full-time, and Whitney Rose, she could be demoted to a friend of. Angie K, you need to do something else for this season because you could go too because In Nick Shaw is coming out, and if Bravo's ever in talks with Jen Shaw, I'm going to need you to pack your bags, your husband, and your poodle, and you guys need to go. I want Jen Shaw back. I don't care. I said it. Heather, I'm a little iffy about you. I still don't believe for a hot minute that Jen Shaw gave you that black eye. That is fucked up Botox. I'm gonna tell you why. When people get Botox, they get it injected in the forehead and right here on the side of the eyes. That looked like a fucked up Botox. That is a hill that I am willing to die on. I don't believe that Jen Shaw bullshit for a hot second. That was fucked up Botox. But Heather, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how the season is going so far, but like, you know what? You could pack up your bags and go too. If this is what you're giving. Anyway, that's the recap. Episode 2, the Lisa Barlow episode again.